Hi, my name is Kathy Blazer. So you want a quilt? Well, I'm going to take you from the basics, what you need to quilt with, the tools, the material, and so on. And we are going to quilt a Dresden plate quilt. Whether you want it to be a wall hanging, a lap quilt, a twin, queen, we're going to go through all the steps one by one. And we are going to finish with making the quilt. So I'm going to start with the notions and things that you need, the tools to quilt with. Okay. First thing you need is the rotary mat and your rotary cutters. This is a 45-inch rotary cutter and this is an 18. These are very important because a rotary cutter can cut on a cutting mat. You don't want to cut your tables or anything like that. This protects when you cut your material. So you can pick this up at Joann's for, I don't know, I think it's $45, but you can get 50% coupons. It doesn't matter. So anyway, this is very, very important. This is the main thing that you need. Second, you need your 6 by 24 inch ruler. This is an Omni Grid. It comes in handy for doing the straight lines. Mostly everything you cut and quilt is done on 2.5 inch lines. So if you look up here to your 2.5, you go all the way down and follow it. You place it on the material. 2.5 would be right here. People use Omni Grip tape to highlight it, to go all the way down so that you don't mess up when you're a beginner making your straight lines. I will do that for you, but right now I'm just going through the basics that you need. Okay, this is another 45 rotary cutter. Okay, this is what you use to cut your material. Be very, very careful. These are razor sharp. So you want to open it, okay, close it. Whenever you get done cutting, be sure you close it. People have cut their fingers and hands on these. So always make sure it's closed. You need scissors. This is my pair of scissors. You know, scissors come in handy for everything. Scissors for cutting your threads. Little scissors work better than the bigger ones. Seam ripper. In case you make a mistake. Even the best of us quilters make mistakes. This is called a stiletto. It's very sharp. It helps when you're putting the material through the machine to help it go through very gently. You can use that or you can use your hands. I use this. It's very, very handy to have. It's called a stiletto. You need your pens. Okay, when quilting, we recommend 1.5 pins. They're very strong. They're very sturdy. You will be using a lot of them. So this one has 300. Singer, can buy it anywhere. Got mine at Joann's. Here are some more in the pin cushion. As you can see, they're very long. They're very strong. They're pearled at the top. I've been using these for years, and they still work great. Other pins you can get are these really cute flowered pins. They're also long, very sturdy, but the flowers tend to break if you put too much pressure on them. But they're good too, if that's what you want to use. Other things you're going to need, tape measures. Your basic 60-inch tape measure, you will be using it a lot. And that's when your numbered pins come in handy. They're all numbered, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 20. Okay. Get this open. For example, here's number 2. So you put them in the pile on the top of the stack of the pile that you want to do on the second row. Okay, you're going to need some glue. This is fabric glue stick. It works very well on fabric. It's made for the fabric. Okay, and it just looks like a regular glue stick, but it's fabric glue stick. Okay, then you're going to need some of these hemostats, they're called. It helps to turn the material inside out or right side in, or because of the sharp edges, and you can move the scissors to make it as wide as you want or whatever. And this will help with the seams and things that you're doing to make them lay flat like they're supposed to. Okay, then you need marking pencil. I have 2. I have a white and a blue, and a marking pen. This is a washable marking pen. You get it wet, usually when you're ironing out the what you've done, and you get it wet, and then it just disappears. It's very, very light color. Then, when we go to put the top of the quilt to the batting, to the back of the quilt, to pin it down and put it together, you're going to need these pins to put along the sides to hold it in place so that you can sew it. They're called wonder clips. They come in different colors. You can get 50 piece, 100 piece, 300 piece, whatever you want to get. And we also have curved safety pins that you put in the quilt when you have it all together so that you can quilt it down and make sure that the sides, the borders and whatnot, everything stays in place. Okay. This is one kind of a cutting mat that we use. I have 2 of them here. This is one kind, and then this is the other kind. I really like this one. It's called a Lazy Susan. I use this for the smaller squares, blocks, triangles, and what I like about it is usually you have to do all 4 sides. So on this, you put it in the center and you do the first 2 sides, and you just pull it to the other side, and you never have to pick it up, and everything stays in place. And it's kind of like the Lazy Susan you put in your cupboard with your spices, and you just go and it's done. I really, really, really like that. That helps save time. Okay, another thing you're going to need is thread. Thread comes in all colors, depending on your material, what you want to use, what kind of thread you need. You're going to need your bobbins. Bobbins is the same color thread that you're using when you sew. I have a wide variety of threads, a wide different colors. I have bobbins. These are my Singer bobbins. So I always have plenty of those on hand. That goes into your machine. Okay, and the machine. Okay, my sewing machine is a Singer Confidence. I've made 8 quilts on this machine. It is digital. It does tell you what kind of stitches you can make, what you can do. It's very easy to operate. You just put the thread, you thread it through, and go down here. And then everything in quilting, unless otherwise noted, is done at a 1/4 of an inch seam. Everything. You always do everything with a 1/4 inch seam. So my 1/4 inch seam is right here at the end of my pressure foot. From the middle to the end is a 1/4 inch. And that's what I go by. I put my material next to this, and that's what I use. You can use some glow line tape, whatever you need to use if you're a beginner. But that's how I do it. We have an assortment of different size rulers that you can use. The big 12 by 12. This is a very common size ruler that many people use in quilting also. If you wanted to do a 6 by 6 inch block, it's right here. Follow it, and it's right there. And there's your block. It's very, very easy, very, very simple to learn. We have smaller ruler. This is your smaller 6 by 12, which is the same as the 6 by 24, only it's half the size. This is Quilting a Day. You can see it was $13.95. You have even smaller than that. This is your 2 by 18 inch ruler. So you really have your 2.5 inch pretty much right here. But okay, I would rather you learn on the other one, the bigger one that I showed you. You have triangle rulers, you have smaller square rulers. There's just a huge assortment. Here's your 6 by 6 rulers to make a 6 inch block, which is very common in quilting. Also you have a 4 by 4 inch. They just come in all different sizes. You know, whatever you feel is best for you. I did not get all this stuff overnight. It has taken me years to accumulate all these rulers and all these notions and things that I need. One thing, all you really need to do to start is the ruler, the 6 by 24, and your rotary your rotary cutting mat, and your tools that comes in the kit that you can get from Joann's.